Hey guys, it's Yuuji, and I'm not going to be at Team Liquid for next year, and I'll be looking for teams. Since I heard the news, I reached out to some of the LTA and LEC teams, and also Dodo reached out to them for me, which is very nice. And I also reached out back to Maryville, my old college, and also reached out to my old teammates and stuff. After I reached out to some of the teams, I think it kind of seemed rough for them to fit me in because, I'm considered like an import to NA. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm considered like EU resident. Even though I was in NA and playing in NA, in collegiate, NACL, and LTA for like 4 years, almost 5 years, it feels so hard to go to EU in a way because I don't consider myself as European or like from EMA, and I just don't know anyone there. And if possible, I wanna keep playing in NA, but it feels very hard as an EU resident, and I feel like I shouldn't be considered EU. Every off season I go into, I stress about my residency just because, I wanna stay in NA. I consider myself NA player. I'm one of the players that actually went through the whole, climbing the process, CLO, NACL, Academy, into LTA. Even though I went through this process, I'm still, considered EU, which is like kind of weird in my opinion. My goal is always being to play in Tier 1, and I think I just love the game so much that if I stop playing, I just feel empty in a way. So I just want to keep playing and keep competing in high level of league. If you don't know me, I was picked up by Team Liquid at the end of the spring split, and I played summer split. When I was playing in NACL for Dark Zero Maryville, Dodo reached out to me and he told me that they're looking for a substitute jungler, and I was playing in some of the TL scrims, and I did well and they liked me and they signed me. It was almost dream come true because I was a huge Team Liquid fan for years, and when I heard the news, I was getting so much dopamine and I was so happy. I told my family and they were very happy for me because I was working towards this for like years. Even though I had a bad split a year in TL, I think last year I won 2 MVPs in the NACL, and I would love to keep playing in the LCS next year. Now I worked very hard in the last 3 to 4 years to get here, and I don't want to go back to school again. I just love the game so much that, I just don't want to go back. I just feel sad, making a video like this, just because I'm leaving the team, and I had a great time at TL, and I really liked working with the players, and it just feels sad to leave the team. Playing in TL was a very, good experience for me, just because, I get to work with Core JJ, Impact, I learned a lot from them, and also the people at TL is very nice and actually care about me, so it's been a great experience so far. I think the environment at TL was, I would say good and great, and it was also so much fun hanging out with some of the players and talking to Spawn and Swiffer. It was a fun experience. I would say that, there was also like times that we mental boom as a team and we just keep making the same mistakes over and over, and there was moments that was like bad, but it happens to every team. I think we had our issues, but I think if we fixed it, I think maybe there was a role that we could have won the entire thing, who knows. I think my issues was just not playing my own game. I think I was getting dragged too much into other people's game, and I wasn't making my own plays. If this happens next time, I think I would obviously change, I would talk to my teammates more about the game, outside of the game, and I would try to express my strong opinions to them and see how that takes us. A month ago when I went to LTA finals, it was a very fun and sad experience in a way, because there were so many fans that asked me for a picture, and I think we were kind of doing like a booth with Blue Other, and so many people came, and I was kind of surprised how many people came to, see me or take a picture. I didn't expect it that much. It made me feel great, and it was nice to see them. But I also felt sad because, we didn't do well in LTA to actually play on the stage, and it was just a fun and sad experience. I just want to say thank you to all my teammates. They taught me a lot. And I also want to say thank you to my coaches, Spawn, Rainower, and Swiffer. I think they did a very good job of making sure I was like comfortable playing my champs and making sure I was, doing good outside of the game. And I also want to say thank you to Dodo. I think he was very transparent with me, like every step of the way. And I also want to say thank you to all the fans at TL. I think, we didn't do well this year, but, hopefully, the next players will do better.
Hey, AP here. Just want to talk a little about Yuuji. Even though our time was short with him, he was just like a shining example of someone who you'd want to be on your team as a teammate. He was incredibly positive and worked incredibly hard. He tried to improve himself day after day. He was just like a beacon of positivity and a beacon of effort that we had on our team. And honestly, I look forward just to how he's going to do forward, because I know he's going to do well wherever he goes.
Yuuji has really strong fundamental skill as a jungler, and he understands what he needs to do in the game. And he really try hard. He play a lot. Whenever new champions comes out, he play new champion. He adapted really well, mechanically really talented, and he's really good person to talk to. So whenever the game is done, you can easily talk to him and having a conversation what we need to do next. I think in the future he's gonna do really well.
To be honest, on a day-to-day basis, I think Yuuji worked very hard. He has a very good personality and he's very easy to get along with. It's very easy just to straight up just work with him, and he's very enjoyable to be around. To be honest, me and him just share memes every day, even now and even during the season, so it's very nice. I think any team would be lucky to have him.
Hi everyone. Yuuji is a hard worker. He is a really nice person to be around. He is very positive, he is mature, and he is self-aware of both his strengths and weaknesses, and I believe he would be a great addition to any team. While our journey ended here together, I truly hope to cross paths again with him and wish him nothing but the very best.
Hey everyone, Spawn here. I just wanted to say a couple of things about Yuuji going into the off-season. Obviously, we played a split and a half with Yuuji after a really robust tryout period. He was a pleasure to work with the whole way. I think that this is a guy that came onto the team. He gave his absolute best in a really tricky situation, and I think was always really willing to take on that challenge of trying to be the new piece of the puzzle that was going to help us win games. I already said it in the past, but every day he came to training with a fantastic attitude, was really willing to give and receive feedback, which is impressive for a young player, and also just try and lift the mood of those around him. We were losing games, and this was a guy that came in and tried to have the right attitude and allow us to win. I think going into next year in the future, this is definitely a player to watch. Mechanically, he's really up to speed with everything. I think that he's one of the most solid prospects coming out of Tier 2 at the moment, and I'm really excited to see how he goes in whatever team he joins. Obviously, I wish him nothing but the best, and he's definitely a player that I would like to work with again in the future.